Good morning. For all who are here with us at our headquarters, as well as you who are able to join us online, welcome to the World Messianic Church Miroku Association Monthly Appreciation Service. We have gathered today to express our gratitude to God and Meishu Sama for the protection, help, and countless blessings we have received this past month, and to ask permission to serve the divine plan throughout this coming month. We will begin our service today with the presentation of offerings to God. Please remain seated and pray along silently for the opening prayer.
Great God of light, with our deepest respect, we have gathered here at the World Messianic Church Miroku Association headquarters to celebrate our monthly appreciation service. We humbly offer you our prayers of praise, appreciation for protection, help, and the countless blessings we have received this past month, and to ask for permission, guidance, and inspiration to serve in your divine work of the construction of paradise on earth. Please accept the materialization of our gratitude through our in-person and virtual presence, our monetary offerings, and by guiding our relatives and friends. Please give us the strength and wisdom to practice this year's guidelines in our everyday life, while renewing our faith and celebrating 90 years since the birth of our church and the 70 years of Meishu Sama's ascension. Let us expand our practices of faith by intensifying our dedications through the practice of Jorei, participating in prayer services, offering donations of gratitude, and guiding individuals capable of overcoming purifications as well as living in accordance with the daylight age. May we receive greater light and spiritual strength to realize Meishu Sama's ideals in our hearts, our homes, and our communities, so we become effective instruments of your divine light to bring happiness to everyone around us. May the new age of happiness and everlasting peace, where love, goodwill, and understanding prevail, soon become a reality.
Please join us for the Amatsu no Rito, the prayer of heaven, followed by the Miroku prayer, pages 11 and 13 of your prayer book.
Taka amahara ni kamuzumarimasu.
Kamuro ni kamuro mi no mikoto mochite. Sumemi oya kamuri zanagi no mikoto. Tsukushi no himuka no tachihana no. Odo no ahagi harani. Misogi haraita mo toki ni narimaseru. Araido no okami tachi. Moro moro no magago to sumikegare o. Arai tamae kiyome tamae to maosu koto no yoshi wo. Amatsu kami kunitsu kami yao yorozu no kami tachi tomo ni. Ame no fuji koma no mimi furitatete. Kikoshime seto kashikomi mo maosu.
Miroku o mikami
Mamori tamae saki hae tamae. Miroku o mikami. Mamori tamae saki hae tamae.
Oshie miyoya nushi no kami.
Mamori tamae saki hae tamae. Oshie mi oyanushi no kami. Mamori tamae saki hae tamae.
Kam agara
Tamachi haemase. Kam nagara tamachi haemase.
Great God of light, creator and giver of all life.
In accordance with your divine will, the long age of night draws to the end. Your radiant divine light, shining ever more brilliantly, awakens the dawn of the glorious age of light, a time long awaited by all humanity. We thank you for guiding us to your divine plan, and for the privilege of channeling and receiving joy. May our spirits and bodies be illuminated and purified, as we live your truth given to us by Meishu Sama. Make us pure and effective instruments of your divine light, so that we may serve you and all those with whom we come in contact. May paradise on earth be realized, with health, peace, and prosperity, a reality in our lives.
Great God of light,
Bless and protect us, radiate our souls with your divine light, so that we may truly become instruments of your great plan.
Please be seated. We will now receive group Jorei.
메가님 위해서만 드리죠.
Charade is now concluded. Let us listen to a teaching of Meishu Sama.
Gratitude. Led to the path of salvation and given a new life, I express my gratitude to God through service done with all my heart. Though I am no greater than a grain of sand on the seashore, O God, please accept this token of gratitude. It is given from my heart. Powerless as I am, with limited strength of my own, O God, O great God of love, guide me and allow me to serve on this divine path of light. Every human being has an aura. It is a kind of light that emanates from the spiritual body and radiates in all directions through the physical body. The width and intensity of any aura are not permanently fixed. They vary with each moment according to the thoughts and actions of the individual. A person who lives virtuously and works for justice has an aura that is wider than the average. Someone whose actions are to the contrary has an aura narrower than most. The wider one's aura, the happier and more successful is that person. The narrower one's aura, the unhappier that individual feels, and the more problems he or she is likely to encounter. A very wide aura can envelop those who come within the scope of its radiance. Individuals with such an aura are well-meaning and give a great impression of warmth and pleasant feeling to those with whom they come in contact. Consequently, they attract many people.
Let's have greetings from the President of World Messianic Church Miroku Association, Reverend Marco Negrão.
Good morning.
Morning.
So all I want to express my heartfelt gratitude for your support done in so many ways, especially channeling and receiving Jorei, studying Wisdom's teachings, trying to share it with your family, with your co-workers, your neighbors, and also the support you give us through your gratitude, through your monetary offerings that help us to carry out our missionary activities. Today, we, besides our very local members, New York and New Jersey members, we also have members from New Haven, Connecticut, and from Philadelphia. So thank you for joining us all the way from Today we are particularly blessed by having in exhibition an original calligraphy by Meishu Sama, which reads Shin Sei Kyo, meaning divine realm. Please enjoy it with from a reasonable distance, okay? Since it's a scroll type, not a framed calligraphy with a protective glass. Later on, we are going to share with those who are attending online the beauty. This is really magnificent calligraphy. These and other calligraphies, with the addition of the gorgeous flower arrangements prepared by our instructors and students, have the power to elevate our souls and contribute to the elevation of our ancestors as well. So this is what the column of salvation through beauty is all about. On Friday, Halloween was celebrated by millions of adults and kids. Although I'm not inclined to glorify monstrosity, as is portrayed in how people dress and decorate their houses, even my family and I felt we should blend in the neighborhood where we live, since virtually all our neighbors had decorated their houses for this occasion. However, unlike the majority of people, the candies we bought for the trick and treat, potential kids knocking at our doors, were mostly organic. Too bad nowadays you're not allowed to offer homemade goodies. It's incredible, right? If you bake a cookie or something, you're not allowed to give that kind of thing because unfortunately, unscrupulous individuals took this celebration to harm and poison others, believe it or not. So I'm certain you have heard of these unfortunate incidents through the media, so that's why you are kind of forced to buy processed or industrialized kind of candies anyway. Halloween precedes two important days in the Christian calendar. The All Saints Day, which happened yesterday, November 1st, and today, the All Souls Day. So that's why in many countries, that's when the annual ancestor service is celebrated. In Brazil, it happened, they had a service yesterday and today. In our case, we celebrate in September, and we know that ancestors feel very happy with the prayers offered to them. That's why also we have the monthly ancestor service, right, to pray them on a monthly basis. Also, they appreciate the visits that are made on the cemeteries where they have been interred. In our Jorei movement here in North America, again, we have it in September, and the annual ancestor service, and also most importantly, we have the enshrinement of individual spirits and family lines, the Sodei Saishi, so that our ancestors can enjoy a safe haven to receive prayers at the sacred grounds, both in Japan and Brazil. It's not New Haven, it's safe haven, okay? Don't be too enthusiastic about it. November is also the month to celebrate Thanksgiving, a concept that in the secular world is one day of the few days of the year where people remember to be thankful for something. We can express gratitude for living this time period in the history of humanity, not having to endure so many hardships our ancestors had to face. When they, the ancestors, observe us from the spiritual realm and see us complaining, despite all the conveniences we have today, they may say, if I can turn the page, they don't have a clue of what we had to go through. They don't have a clue. They are taking for granted all the comforts they have. So although being grateful on Thanksgiving Day, one day of the year, is better than nothing, we learn through Meishu Sama's teachings to practice gratitude on a daily basis, not only for the positive things, but also for the challenges and purifications we face. In today's teaching, we find the following poems. Led to the path of salvation and giving a new life, I express my gratitude to God through service done with all my heart. Though I'm no greater than a grain of sand on the seashore, oh God, please accept this token of gratitude. It is given from my heart. Powerless as I am, with limited strength of my own, O great God of love, guide me and allow me to serve on this divine path of light. Some may feel they are giving enough, whether through a monetary offering or in form of dedicated service. But the fact is that God gives us so many things that what we may give most of the times is insignificant in comparison with the magnitude and grandeur of God's blessings and protection. God knows that we may not have our pockets and purses overflowing, yet appreciates our efforts in giving to others and to the cause of constructing prototypes of paradise. In our sacred altar, we have a beautiful Ikebana Sangetsu flower arrangement, and especially for this service, we also have a cornucopia arrangement with these fruits and vegetables, which represents abundance and blessings from a harvest season. I have lived in a neighborhood here in Queens called Woodside for 25 years. But last year I moved to the eastern part of Queens to a place called Bayside. My backyard, I have a backyard. There are 2 fig trees, and oh boy, this year we had so many figs that we were able to share it with others. I even brought some of them here. So I felt and appreciate the abundance which nature provides us. I always think about paradise as a place of abundance and how paradise begins in one's heart according to Meishu Sama. And the concept of a gratitude and abundance also relates to one's state of mind. The more I can appreciate the things I already possess and relate to, such as my health, my family, our church, the more blessings will be showered upon me. During my daily commute from home to this headquarters here, I take a bus and a subway line. It's just 1 hour ride. How many people must commute for 2 or more hours throughout the world just to go to work? Some 1 hour, 15 minutes, right? So I'm blessed that my commute is not long. And because I can see it most of the times. I take the chance, since I can say, I take the chance to bring a laptop with me so I can work on the faith experiences that we share on the daily services in the morning, the evening. So I make most of my time. And so for me, this is a kind of luxury. Just 1 hour commute. I can't sit. I can even be productive while commuting, right? How many people don't have that? From the window of the bus or train, I can look at the sky, the vegetation, homes and buildings with their different shapes and forms. I can observe my fellow commuters and notice their ethnic backgrounds and some with their unique way to dress. So I can celebrate diversity around me. Yesterday, my wife Miho and I took the bus and subway together, and we exchanged joy along the way. Another major blessing. There are those eager to acquire the latest technology. Let's say the new model of a smartphone. For the first few months, the person may feel a sense of abundance. Oh, wow, I have the latest something pro or with a big screen, right? But it's interesting that nowadays, more than ever, your recently acquired piece of technology that you perhaps paid with a sacrifice, a substantial amount, in just a few years, will have a market value of almost nothing. There are businesses specializing in buying and trading older electronic equipment. But if your device is more than 10 years old, not just they won't give a penny for it, more than that, some of them won't even accept it for recycling. So it virtually means nothing. In a nutshell, we made what made you feel wealthy or special had a very short lifespan. Like the poem in the teaching, True Religion, which says, helped by God's power, let us break through the hard crust of false beliefs rooted in material things. So there is nothing wrong in having the latest technology, okay? In fact, I believe Meishu Sama would make use of anything he would feel that would contribute to the expansion of the divine work and the construction of paradise on earth. Nothing wrong with that. We just don't need to put these technologies in a pedestal and worship them, like many people do. Other than that, if new technologies will help you in your efforts to make other people happy, so go ahead, use them as much as you can. We ourselves try to use them as well. According to Meishu Sama, those who neglect small things will never be able to accomplish great things. I feel that the same applies to appreciating the little things and situations, feeling abundant from what we have gotten already. If we exercise this type of appreciation on a daily basis, I believe that major things would come to us and we'll be able to express our gratitude in a grand way. Reverend Romeos and I, we have a big window in our offices. Probably you have been back there and seen. So many office workers in New York City can't enjoy such a luxury. So I feel like $1 million with the window I have. This concept of appreciating the things we already possess shouldn't be confused with not pursuing to improve ourselves, our homes, and workplaces. There is always a chance to make things better. In a nutshell, working to improving ourselves and our surroundings while maintaining a heart and mental attitude filled with gratitude. I was once in Japan for a ministers' meeting. In the evening, we were invited for a dinner and the waitress was surprised to see the faces of quite a few visitors from abroad. In Japanese, gaijin. Many gaijin were there. So she asked where we were coming from. Oh, Rome, said one. Paris, said another. London, said the third one. So she just nodded her head. Oh, I see, I see. So when she asked me, I said I was from New York. Wow, New York, my goodness. How lucky you are to be living over there. So I could notice the others also were looking, right? Hey, they were not talking about the small towns. Paris, London, come on, right? Rome. But the way that she was excited, wow, you live in New York. So it is a small thing, but why I'm mentioning that? Because it made me also feel like this $1,000,000, right? Wow. Not just her, probably so many people have this admiration, right? For the city. They haven't lived here long enough, right? But anyway, the image, the impression, right? So that made me feel. So these things that happen for us to appreciate and to enjoy, to have gratitude. So they happen, and it's up to us to perceive the messages in situations and make the most of it. Like I'm sharing this small thing with you today. Many are familiar with the expression, keeping up with the Joneses. Have you heard this expression? For those who don't know what it means, it is the phrase that describes the social pressure to accumulate wealth and possessions comparable to one's neighbor, which can lead to emotional and financial strain. Nowadays, this comparison is often fueled by observing others' lifestyles, particularly through social media. Right? People have this ostentation, or they are showing up, right? Wow, this person must be very successful. Oh, I want that too. But what they don't know and what may happen is that although the Joneses look wealthy for their home or car, only the Joneses themselves know how much debt they acquired in order to appear wealthy. So leaving the Joneses businesses aside, we in the Jure movement have this expression of gratitude in many forms. One of them, of course, is through the practice of Jure, allowing us to expand our movement and having more people to join us and receive the Ohikari sacred focal point. For that to happen, it is wonderful to let others know about our existence. I have mentioned the following here before. Meixo Sama warned the members that receive the blessings through Jore while undergoing medical treatment to tell their doctors about Jore. I myself have witnessed many members say that, although their doctors were puzzled and astonished on how well and quickly their patients recovered, these very patients, being Jore members, didn't even mention the letter J of Jore to them. By thinking, they won't understand about spiritual matters anyway. So Meixo Sama teaches us that the more doctors would know about Jore, the faster our movement would expand. So please, next time you are in a doctor's office or hospital, and you are asked of what you have done to recover so well, tell them about Jore with confidence. You don't need to explain anything. You can give them our address, if that will be the case. Or you may even offer Jore to them, so they feel for themselves, right? Let the divine will direct our actions, and the results will be up to God. We just need to do our parts and speak up. I once heard the testimony of a person who treated herself of something. She was not a member. There's something that I read. She treated herself as something she liked that made her feel rich. It was strawberries and cream puffs. It was a small thing that she enjoyed perhaps once a year, but nevertheless, the feeling that she felt really, oh, I'm really enjoying it, I feel rich, was real. Eating strawberries and cream puffs feel rich and luxurious because of their historical connection to European royalty and high society. The combination of fresh seasonal fruit with a delicate creamy pastry has long been associated with refinement, indulgence, and special occasions. Here's a breakdown of why this simple dessert can make you feel so wealthy. Strawberries' royal history. During the Tudor period in England, strawberries were a luxury item. And Cardinal Thomas Wolsey is credited with first serving them with cream to King Henry VIII in his court. This cemented the pairing as a treat for the elite. The association with royalty and nobility had persisted through the centuries. Furthermore, strawberries are a seasonal fruit, and in the past, their limited availability made them even more of a coveted delicacy. Enjoying this dessert feels like a moment of special, thoughtful indulgence. By the way, Meishama loved cream puffs. You haven't heard about it. And in 1 month, we are going to celebrate Meishama's birthday. Here in our headquarters in New York, this is taking place on December 7th. So if you bring some cream puffs to our next service, I will be happy to represent Meishama and eat them. For this very special service, which is vital that you attend in person, do as much effort as you can, please fill out a prayer form that reports to Meishu Sama all the blessings you received throughout 2025. Express your gratitude in writing for the challenges and also purifications you may have experienced this year. And most importantly, write the names of those you were able to guide, those who were able to receive the Ohikari through your effort and dedication, and the names of those that you would like to inspire, so they may too receive the Ohikari in 2026, next year. For those present here today in person, take the prayer forms home and make your suitable preparations. For those attending online, please ask your minister to provide you with this prayer form. So when you consider the 8 billion people that live in the world today, and that just a few million have ever received the Ohikari, in our case here in North America, just a few thousand throughout these years, and you are one of them. Herein lies an opportunity to feel special, grateful and special. And with the Ohikari Secret Focal Point, we are allowed to transmit abundant light. We are talking about abundance today. That's what this Thanksgiving this month represents. We can share abundant light with no limitations. It just has to be utilized and become ready to share love and light with others. Meishu Sama didn't monopolize the light. He shared it with others. That's why he wrote all those many Ohikaris to share with others. And no matter how many Jori channels may exist, the strength of the light will never decrease. I believe it is almost the opposite. The more channels, the light keeps getting stronger. Reverend Marco Antonio Batista Rezende, president of our Messianic Church in Brazil, will give us the honor of his presence with his wife, Ms. Takako. So we are very happy to receive them. So for us, it's another chance to receive him, which I believe is what, third time or fourth time, right? For those unfamiliar with the magnitude of our movement in Brazil, with its thousands of members and hundreds of ministers and missionaries, it's not that simple to have contact with Reverend Rezende, believe it or not. Not because he's not an accessible person. On the contrary, for those who have met him, he's a very down-to-earth type of individual, very approachable, makes us feel relaxed and able to talk to him. But in Brazil, although Reverend Rezende also makes the effort, he visits local centers. He's been traveling here and there to small towns, small centers. Even ministers don't have much chance to spend quality time with him, since he tries to give attention to everyone he meets. So let's make this point, right? Understand, wow, it's our privilege to have him here, right? So we can spend some time with him. If we are like to receive joy from him, right? Have a little talk with him anyway. Make your best effort to be present here for our Meshama's birthday service. Lastly, we are planning for next year 2 pilgrimages, one to Japan, one to Brazil. So many haven't visited Brazil yet. The dates for the pilgrimage to Japan are still uncertain. It can be to attend the May 1st service, or can be to attend the August 1st service. We are still considering and having talks and receive advice from Japan, which will be the best dates. Also considering which dates will be more affordable, but try to make preparations already. If you don't have passports ready, these documentations sometimes take time, some expenses related to that. The ground expenses range between 3,000 to 3,500. So keep preparing yourselves, and we will keep you posted once we have the firm dates. So thank you for your presence today, and please keep praying for the victims of wars, of natural disasters, as well as man-made disasters and accidents, like just recently the Melissa hurricane victims, right? In fact, people in Jamaica, in Haiti, and Cuba. Also, there is the war is still going on in Ukraine, in the Middle East, and in Sudan. There is genocide, and so many people perished. So those prayers are very needed. So thank you for your continuation on that very important practice. So have a safe return to your homes and success in engaging our practice of faith through this month of November. Thank you very much.
This concludes our service today. Thank you very much for joining us. We wish you a blessed day.